Who in the room's met me before? Excellent. Been doing the job.
Jason, I'm glad your wife puts the hand up as well.
Okay. So, I was really privileged to be asked to do this. I mean, to get on the same stage as Dougie. Dougie, I've heard that story about the cats and the dogs thing before, but we got a slightly different rendition of that. We got a rendition that every staff is either a cat or a dog. Now, I'm hoping when I tell this that everyone in the room is of higher management, that because people can get offended by this, but every staff member is a cat or a dog. And you know that person when you say, you chase after me, you go, Karen, I just want you to go, no, I'm not talking to you. I'm busy. I got too much to do. She's the cat. You know when you're a cat, you say, come on, cat. And he just goes, no, I'm not going. And then you have the one that goes, he's blinded. I just vacuumed the carpet. And you're like, that's what you're paid to do. So all staff are either cats or dogs. Now, do we all relate to this?
Yep.
Yes? Excellent. So that's the story I'd heard with that, Doug. Little different, but yeah. Okay, so I was asked to do effective networking, and by networking I haven't come here to talk to you about computers and servers and all that sort of stuff, because that would although Doug did suggest that I probably should have started like everyone's like, would have been a good call. Effective marketing. Now, lately I've spent a lot of time not in the office because I've been doing a lot of public speaking and networking and that. So when I started thinking about this, there's lots of rules and regulations, and years ago I studied NLP a long time ago, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, which is really nerve-wracking for me because we have a NLP master in the room. But one of the things I really learned, so for those of you who don't know, that's Sarah. So some of the things I'm going to talk about today really quickly. I have been told that I do have 15 minutes, so I've got one slide, this is it. Should be quick. Anyway, so what we've done is I started thinking about the crowd, and I started thinking about everybody, and I thought, you know what? I took my PowerPoint that I prepared, I'd spent several weeks thinking about everything that was really important, and I threw it all away and thought, what I really need right now is 5 tips. Just 5. We all agree? That's all we really want to do? 5 tips. So, number 1, know what you do and prepare a script. So, if I pick somebody out of the room randomly, like, let's pick somebody simple. Everyone's going, don't pick me. Let's say Jason Foss. Jason, what does your business do?
Well, I suppose I've got to stop recording now, don't I?
Oh, stupid late.
Sorry?
I said German, I said something. It doesn't really matter what it was.
What was the question? What's the question?
So, in 2 sentences or 3 sentences, what does your business do?
How about 2 words?
Almost
anything.
Almost anything. Now, who in the room when they go networking and somebody walks up to them and says, what do you guys do? Who can't roll it off the top of their tongue? Be honest. Oh, everyone. Because I can't roll it off the top of my tongue because our organisation does a multitude of things. And so it's really hard for us. So we've got to come up with something that explains to people what we do. So the second thing is, so 3 sentences of what you do. Use client-friendly words. Now, Sarah put in her first in the first presentation that Sarah did. She put it down. How do people see our businesses through their eyes? Now, when we do networking, we come to these events and that, we need to use with that script. We need to use client-friendly words. Now, does anyone know what I'm talking about? Because Tanya, what do you do for a living?
I do bookkeeping.
You do bookkeeping, very well done. So, Tanya is
not a word I like to
bookkeeping
use.
Services person with that. She is a registered BAS agent and she is a software specialist with MYOB and Xero. Right? However, guess what people search for when they're online? Bookkeeper. Do you think Tanya likes, with all these qualifications, all these things tacked on, do you think she likes being called a bookkeeper?
No.
Not at all. But it's how people find us. So that script that we've got to create that describes our words when we first start that conversation, when we first initiate, must be client-friendly words. Those sentences can and often are followed by a feeling type description. Do you know when you call up that guys and they say, I'm sorry, we got nobody here to talk to you, blah, blah, blah. Well, our business has somebody waiting to talk to you all the time. Something feeling based, something emotional makes a person feel. So you can start your script with your 3 words and then usually something feeling based that just gives you that competitive edge. When you do your script, you should always include your point of difference to your competitors, because do we know how hard it is to take somebody who works with your competitor and change them? It's actually one of the hardest things to do, because people become complacent and comfortable with where they are in life. So we have to give them a reason to move. So that first sentence, that first initiative time that we get to them, we should include the point of difference. And last but not least, once you find that, you need to practice, practice, practice. Because when you come to a networking meeting, those first 3 sentences, you need to roll off your tongue confidently what you do. And they do care. In that first 3 sentences, somebody cares. After the third sentence, oh shit, there's a bird up there. We'll understand what I'm talking about. Now, number 2 tip that I'm going to give, manage your contacts. So, I manage contacts in a certain way. First of all, I become prepared. So, who in the room brought business cards? Excellent. Who doesn't have business cards at the moment? Oh, Danny.
No, don't yell at me.
Okay. And I'm not going to ask for those who don't have.
They're in the mail.
They're in the mail.
They are, absolutely.
They're coming from Vista, they're not local. I'm kidding, I don't actually even know. And collect business cards. Now, who comes to a network meeting to collect business cards? Who comes to a meeting to give out business cards? Which do you think is right, which do you think is wrong? Neither. Exactly good. It's both. It's exactly both. So, I collect business cards. Primarily, I don't mind how many business cards I give out, but I most definitely care every night how many business cards I collect. Number 3, understanding the key points of networking. Now, most people don't understand what the key points of networking are, and the key points of networking do change. But I'm going to run through these quickly. Everybody is here to do business. Do we all agree? Because if you want to make friends, you'll go to a darts club or something else. With networking meetings, we are here to do business, so don't be embarrassed to do business. It's what people expect. Okay? Networking is about starting or building a relationship. It is not about sales. Tonight is not the night that you sell a cash register. Tonight is not a night that you sell a bike. It may be the night you sell a house. Sorry, can't give it. Networking effectively is not about sales at its front level. Ultimately is because we're all in business to do what?
So,
To sell shit, to make money. We're all making money? Oh, that's a wrong
Okay.
question, isn't it? Now this is my key one. I love this one. Most people have trouble networking. So who in the room finds networking a little daunting? Yep. And for someone like me, who currently works in a local band and has no problem getting up in front of people and has very little shame, I find that hard to comprehend. But through techniques that I've learnt, with stuff like what Sarah does, I have learnt to understand that that is the way it is, and I've also learnt to understand how to deal with that. We'll talk about that shortly. Rome wasn't built in a day, so each networking night, you don't have to get your whole agenda done in one night. It's about a series of relationships. We build relationships over time. We build good clients out of time. We build everything we do in a business over time. So a networking night is not about getting everything out now. In sales, they call that the blurt. Some of you will understand that, some of you won't. It's fine. Hard networking and soft networking. Okay, so who's in sales? Doug, can I pick on you?
Yeah.
Do you know the difference between a hard sell and a soft sell?
Yeah, hard sales is what you showed with the closing question.
That's it. So trial closes, straight in, you create a false sense of urgency so that you're trying to get the person to say yes now. Hard selling hardly works. It's the same with networking. To try and get in there, get everything done, and get that person to believe in you in one night is the hardest way to do it, and that's called hard networking. There are businesses that believe in hard networking. There are companies that believe in the hard sell. Soft networking is building a relationship, and today with social media, Sarah said that people believe in that people are now looking for word of mouth. That's because they're after one-to-one contact. People do business with people; they don't do business with technology. We've got to remember that, especially in the industry I'm in. Creating groundwork for referrals. Now, the way we impact with the people, the way we talk to people, we want those people to refer us as a professional, as what we do. We want to portray ourselves that way. Networking is about creating groundwork. Is it about creating the end picture? I think not. If you're going for hard networking, then the answer is yes. Soft networking, no. Not everybody is here for the same reason as you. Now, this is one concept that I really struggled with when I first started networking. I thought the idea was for me to come to a group of people and sell them stuff. But unfortunately, I learned that some other people were coming to sell me stuff. Oh, competition, that's real hard. So people are here for different reasons, and their reasons are neither right nor wrong. It's the same as the first thing before. Is there a right thing? Is there a right way or a wrong way of doing it? There really isn't. Some people are here to make business contacts, and we think, well, duh. But those contacts might be because they're looking for an answer to a problem they have, and they're looking for someone who can help them. Or they might be here looking for like-minded people to say, hey, I'm in the same problem as you and I have a solution. Or I don't have a solution, but two heads are better than one. So there are lots of reasons to go networking, and we must understand that when we talk to people and we go out to people and we start to open up our own networking. Number 5, that's nice. Number 4, come to the event with a goal. So, when you come to a networking event, who just comes because it was in the calendar? Be honest. Tanya? Yep, a few people. Realistically, a networking event can be a very powerful thing, and actually at iAssist, the networking events, when Tanya, you can attest to this, if iAssist is slow, and we've got not a lot of work on, first thing Tanya says is, Jason, here's your keys, there's your car, go out and network. Within how long?
Day.
A day of me going and visiting people, we've got more work than we can handle. The art of networking is something that is really important for all businesses, okay? So when I go networking, I have a plan. Now, I'm suggesting these as some plans. I'm going to collect 5 business cards tonight. That's usually my plan. I want to connect 5 business cards. I'm going to give out 20 business cards. I actually don't have a plan to give out cards. If you want a card, I've got plenty. But my idea is to collect cards, and I'll talk to you why that is in a sec. I'm going to meet like-minded business people. So you're going out, I need to learn, I need to go and meet somebody who's in the same position as me, or in the same business as me, or even a bigger business than me that can teach me how to. So we're looking for a mentor. So these are reasons that we go networking. I'm going to make a friend. Some of us get lonely, we want friends. We want people to just talk to. I'm going to sit up the back and bail early. Has anyone ever felt like that? Yes, guys, put me to sleep. Sorry, it's me. Number 5, follow up. So this is the most important thing. So at night, I have a thing. What I do is in this pocket, I carry my business cards. I carry them in a little folder. It doesn't matter how you carry your business cards, but I carry my business cards in a little folder. And they usually live in my left pocket. Guess what lives in the right pocket? The new ones that I get coming in. They go into this pocket. 4 short tonight. Who's got some business cards? So I keep my business cards, and tomorrow morning, the first thing I do when I get to work is I sit at my computer and I send an email to the cards that I picked up today. Now, if I'm picking up cards here and I'm contacting them via an email, how much did I talk about my business on the networking night? Anyone have a guess? I try not to. I try to listen to their business, ask them questions. Now, who in the room hates networking? Yep, put your hand up. It's okay. A lot of people hate networking. I don't understand this. So, through some of the training I did, I learned that there's an easy way around that. Is that way, I lead the networking process and ask them all the questions I want to know about their business. So, yes, we're talking about what I want to talk about, but we're talking about their business. How's your business going, Steve?
Pretty well, mate.
Yep. Any new clients this week?
Not this week, last week.
Last week? Well done. So I ask a lot of questions about that person's business. So when I send them the email the next morning, if they're a feeling-based person, then I'll say, hey, dear Steve, thank you very much for our conversation last night, blah, blah, blah. If we talked about your business and I said to you, hey, have you thought about such and such and you're a visual person, I'd send you a nice email with lots of glossy pictures and a couple of links to go to whatever I want to. And so I try to the next morning to prepare sending these out because I'm building a relationship. It's not about talking about doing the business on the networking night. It's about gaining the contacts and building a relationship. So I always ask someone, do you mind if I add you to my mailing list? Can I contact you tomorrow off your business card? Yes. I suggest for social media. Now, I don't tell most people about this one, but this is one I'd like to do more. I would love to catch up with you guys and have a coffee sometime and just talk about things. Because I want to build those relationships. I want to learn more about your business. I want to learn more about what I can do right. And so we do, at work, we call it bun cake. No, what are we calling it?
Bun loaf.
Bun loaf. We call it bun loaf. That's where you just pull into a shop, pick up a bun loaf and say, hey, I'm coming out to have a coffee with you and I'm going to supply morning tea. So, love doing that. So, and then my rule is to follow up with them tomorrow. So, that's my 5 basics without getting too much into anything else. Now, I believe there's a question time at the end, yes?
If you like.
If you like, you want me to do questions
You're
now?
on
Am I on time?
We're a little bit over, but that's the MC's fault, that's not yours, so off you go, Joe.
I thought I was close. Okay. So,
No, it's all good, mate.
so for any questions, I have a couple of giveaways. These giveaways are, now, who knows what the notifiable data breach scheme is? Any by hands? Okay, so the notifiable data breach scheme came out. It's supposed to only impact businesses who turn over 3 million. That's actually wrong, by the way. If you handle a tax file number, it's you. So if you've got staff that you have payroll and you handle a tax file number, government has confirmed that you have to comply with the notifiable data breach. As part of that, ESET, which is an antivirus company, have built a product called the Internet Security Suite, which handles a lot of that at a desktop level, not at a business level. I have 4 copies of it here. It's worth $99 a copy. So I'm willing to give away all 4 copies. All I need is 4 questions. No questions. Nobody wants. Hey?
What's your blurb? I want to hear your.
Well, it depends. So first of all, if a person asks for what we actually do, it depends on where that customer is. So usually I try to get them to tell me first where they're at to determine what it's going to be. So if it's in information technology, which is just this big word that nobody knows, we're in computers. So we're not in information technology, we are in computers, and we do business computers, and we offer an extra level of support with our free desk, which is our unique selling point. But if you're in financial services, then my blurb is relatively short because I understand nothing.
Jace, how is your business changing? Like, is it changing often? How do you keep on top of things?
Okay, so I'm away at conferences a lot. I go and talk to a lot of people. Our IT business is moving so rapidly, and it's one of the reasons I went into it is because I'm highly strung and I found myself losing jobs regularly because I got bored. The IT doesn't give me that, so staying on top of it is really difficult. And for many years, as a smaller organisation, I relied on myself to do all the hard work. Right now, more so than ever, social media is driving what's going on. Who in the room has seen Mark Boris in the Mentor?
Yeah.
The Mentor? If you watch all of his shows, he has one flavour that is the same flavour every time, and that's social media, social media, social media. He believes that if you don't have social media and you're not handling the different platforms, and there are many different platforms, you'll be out of business. It's that simple. People do want to buy local, by the way. They just want to shop here, right? So if you're not here for them to shop with, you're doing it. So we've outsourced some of our marketing. We've actually brought on Jason Boss from Almost Anything to do our Google AdWords. He's a Google, Mr. Googly, we call him, but you're a Google what? He's a Google partner, and he's done AdWords for us. And the AdWords have been combined along with landing pages on our website and many things that have had to be planned strategically. I've got plenty of people who are telling me all the time, AdWords don't work, I spent a fortune, and I've now come to realise they just did it wrong. You know, there's right ways to do it wrong. So I've had to conform and bring on people who know what they're doing when it comes to those sorts of things. And digitally speaking, our business is changing. Harvey Norman would kill our sales, so we don't focus on sales. We focus on support, really looking at knowing products that bring a business together and those sorts of things, and we're really focusing on the one-on-one. It's, you know, technology doesn't do business. People do business with people.
So that's two questions.
I've
Yeah,
got
come on,
one.
quick.
How do you build a relationship with someone you network with that you don't totally agree with the business that they're, or the service that they're trying to
Okay, so this is a really good question. Recently we've decided not to. iAssist is extremely busy. We are getting to the point where we're at capacity, and we've only got so many engineers, and for every engineer we only take on so many clients. 90% of our problems that we have at iAssist is when a client, due to whatever the reasons, usually budget, decides not to go with what we recommend. They only want to do portions of bits and pieces of what we do. 90% of our problems come from those clients, where our client gets crypto locked because they didn't want to put the security in that we quoted them 6 months ago, and then it was our fault, and they end up bagging us to the opposition saying they didn't do blah, and you know, and fixing those sorts of things is becoming more and more of a problem. So the organisation 3 years ago expanded. When we went into cloud services, we dropped servers and all the old top. We were an early adopter of putting businesses in the cloud, and we have plenty of stumbling blocks, and we made a lot of mistakes. Moving forward now, we're actually very good at it. We come to the point where we had to choose, because it's getting such a big, our industry is expanding rapidly with its offerings. We had to choose. We had to choose what was good. We had to put our name to companies that could support. We pulled everything back to onshore. We don't support offshore hosting. And I'd love to talk to you sometime about what the dangers are with offshore hosting, because we've got some doozy stories that you really would understand the importance. But the short answer is we just don't know. We're now getting to the point where if customers aren't putting the infrastructure in as per what we recommend, it's too dangerous for us. Now under the Notifiable Data Breach Act, we're putting ourselves at risk. So, thank you. I just have one more up there.
Jason, there's a bloke up the back wants to sell your house.
That's just my coffee.
Yeah, Tanya and I are actually in the market at the moment. Come and see us. Cool, Chris.
One
Yes.
more.
I'm just curious, what is, do you have a CRM you recommend, like a client record management system? I come across people all the time, and they'll tell me a story, and they might be wanting to, to buy or, give a quote for a design or anything, but I want to record my conversation and the details and how I met them, that sort of thing, and I don't have anything that we have MailChimp, which I don't have any idea about, and we're not even using it ourselves. But is there just a simple CRM that exists out there that you can jump on, take notes, and record details?
Okay, the short answer is yes. The right answer is complicated. I'll try and keep it as simple as possible. We ourselves are currently, so we have a database that was designed and managed through Almost Anything, built us a database that is now probably
10 years old.
10-year-old.
Yep.
Easily 10-year-old, and it still does a great job in comparison to our opposition. However, moving forward, we are ourselves finding that with our free desk, if you don't know what our free desk is, it's a free first level support to try and give that extra level of service that is getting dropped out in today's time. We have free desk, and at the moment we collect no data on that free desk, so people can ring us up, get free support, and walk away, and we're not collecting the metrics. It's just dumb. We know it's dumb. We're an IT company. We know it should be. So we do have a CRM package at the moment, but our CRM package doesn't cover the changes in the new world, I'll call it, the new social media world. So we are in the process of rolling out Microsoft Dynamics at the moment for our own organisation now. Problem with Microsoft Dynamics is, number one, it's horrendously expensive. For a normal organisation who's not a gold partner with Microsoft, it's 120 grand straight up. And that's not configured. But we are rolling it out because iAssist is now, as I said, we're growing as a company. We want to start collecting those metrics, those leads, those everything, and we want to start using that data for the benefit of our business. Now, there are a couple of applications like GeoOp. Salesforce have a light version of Salesforce that is available, and it's in the cloud and it synchronises with 365 and all those sorts of things. But the real problem is you're asking me, is there a simple, basic CRM package? And there is, but they all suit a certain style of business. So the question isn't as simple as saying, yep, you should go with Salesforce. I mean, anyone in the room use Salesforce?
Yeah.
What a nightmare. You know, it's clunky, it's not smooth, it doesn't flow, you know. So the answer is yes, there are lots and lots and lots on the market, lots. But it really comes down to what do you want to do? Do you want a customer portal? So when you have a CRM, do you want your customer to be able to sign in and see what they're looking at? Do you want them to interact? So when you send a quote to them and they click on it, it comes back as accepted and it automatically creates your purchase orders? And do you want it to interface with your back of house software or your front of house software? Do you want it? So all of those questions, the answer is yes, there is plenty. And I can give you a list of plenty of them and you can go through all of them if you want. But the answer to your question is, how big is a piece of string? So, thank you very much for listening to me, guys. Thanks, Doug.